Good day, students. So we are still continuing our topic, which is angles in a polygon. So we have example 5 and 6. Find the angles size A and B, and find all the angle size. We have A, B, C, D, E. All right. So I'll start with example 5. Solution. So what can you see here in this diagram? This is a trapezium. Of course, trapezium is a combination of triangle and no, this is a trapezium. Yeah, it's a trapezium. But trapezium has a triangle and another trapezium. This is an isosceles trapezium, and this is a triangle. All right, so we can see this is an isosceles triangle. So how do we get our A? How do we get our A? And we know, of course, that the base angle are equal, right? So let's say this is our x, y. So you say for the 8 plus x plus y equals 180 degree. The reason is because sum of angles in a triangle. So x plus y equals 180 minus 48. So x plus y equals to 132. 132 degrees. So since we know y and x will be equal, so you divide the answer by 2 to get x and y. So x equals 132 over 2, and y equals 132 over 2. So our x equals to 66, and y equals to 66 degrees. 66 degrees. So since our x and y equals 66 degrees, so how do we get our a? Very simply, just say a plus y equals to 180 degrees. A plus y. So y, what's the reason? Sum of angles on a straight line. Sum of angles. That's the reason why the addition is 180, because it's a straight line. So therefore, since our y is 66, we have a plus 66 equals 180 degrees. Then a equals 180 minus 66. So our a equals 114 degree. 144 degree. Since our a is 144 degree, so remember that for isosceles trapezium, we know that opposite side, two pairs of opposite sides, that's one of the characteristics. Like I mentioned, it's important you know it's the characteristics that will help you solve every diagram question, every polygon question. So one of the characteristics of a trapezium, one of the properties is that the pairs of opposite sides are equal, meaning that A and this angle is equal. So we can name this angle to be let's see P. We can name this to be Q. So A and P be equal to the same thing, will be equal, and B and Q will also be equal. So since we have gotten our A to be 145, it means that A also equals to P. Why? Pair of opposite angle of a trapezium, of an isosceles trapezium, better to say that, is are equal. So therefore, since A equals 144, so P also equals to 114. So since A and B equals 114, and Q and B also be the same thing. Remember, is what we are looking for is B. So what we need to get. So if we can get any of the values, we get the answer. So we know that A plus P plus B plus Q. So these two values, you have to give it by yourself. You have to give it to yourself. It's not part of the questions. All these values, they are the ones that you have to fix to get them by yourself. So it's only A and B that was given. So because to 360 was the reason sum of angles in a quadrilateral. So A is what? A is 114 plus P opposite 114 plus B plus Q equals 360. So this is 228 plus B plus Q plus 360. So B plus Q equals 360 minus 228. And so we have B plus Q being equal to this is 4. Sorry, this is 2. And this is 3. And this is 1. So 132 degrees. But 132, so since both of them are equal, so you divide the answer by 2. So B equals 132 over 2. And Q equals 132 over 2. So our B equals what? 66. Wow. And our Q also equals 66. So it means that therefore A equals 114 and B equals 66 degrees. So that's our answer. Another way to get this easier, another easier way to get this, rather than going through all of this, or rather than going through all of this, another way you can do this after getting your value of x and y, after getting the value for your x and y. So x equals to 66 degrees, so x, y, and y equals 66 degrees. So meaning that you have to solve this first. After solving this, then you can see that this line is a parallel line. Why? Because of the arrow. And remember, when you have a parallel line and you have a transverse line, this angle and this angle will be the same. This angle and this angle will be the same. Why? Alternate angle. So the angles I give B and Q. So this Q and P. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have cancelled it. So we can say y equals to Q, y alternate angles. So meaning that since y is what? This y is 66, so Q y equals to 66 and Q equals to 66. So since that happens, since Q is 66, and then you get your A likewise. So I'm going a straight line. A plus y equals to 180. Sum of angles on a straight line. So it means that y and A, what did we get? Our A is 66, right? No, our y is 66, so A plus 66 equals to 180. So A equals to 180 minus 66. So our A will be what? 114 degree. So since our A is 114 degree, then the next thing you're going to do, very straightforward. The next thing you're going to do, as for the second method. So since our A, so A equals to P, which is equals to 1. What is our A? 144, 114 degree. Y, angles opposite the pairs of opposite angle. Pairs of opposite angles are equal. So also Q equals to B, because since we have gotten our Q equals to 66, say pairs again of opposite angles are equal. So that will work. Look at that. From here, after getting your x and y, then you continue from here for the second method. So, all right, thank you.